And we should be live. Thank you, Reds. Thank you for tuning in. You absolute bloody legends. Especially everyone that's clicked on the video expecting me to be live. But clearly, me, technology, and me pressing too many buttons before we do go live don't mix. But welcome, Reds. Hope you're having a lovely Monday afternoon anyway. Let me know what you've been up to. The Reds are hugely anticipated. The first leg of our Champions League tie. Let me know if the audio's okay. I've probably fecked up something really anyway. But as you can see, you can hear playback there, so not good. So it's a new software, so bear with me. So apologies if there's any technical issues anyway. But hope you had a cracking day, Reds. Tonight's show, we were just delving into obviously Benfica, their key players, your score predictions as well. How do you foresee the game going? Hopefully come tomorrow night anyway. And obviously team selection for Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp, he had his press conference earlier on today, him and Virgil van Dijk, speaking also all the JNOs as well, and all the Portuguese JNOs. And Liverpool, touch wood, it's absolutely fantastic. He's got more or less a fully fit squad. Naby Keita, more or less looking like he's back from his slight knock anyway. Joe Gomez and all the other players are looking absolutely raring and ready to go. But let's get to all your comments as well. How you doing, Gary? As well, the 1892 Reds podcast. Where's the other video, mate? It's alright, you missed some gold there. It's alright, it was loads of rubbish. But you're absolute legends. Thank you to every single one of you. And if you are new around here, Reds as well, want to interact with all your fellow Reds around the world, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. We do tend to obviously, and if you're on TikTok, follow on there if you want to anyway. The TikTok ones are a bit more shorter videos, so head over there. I'm absolutely made up, but keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. I want to know your starting 11 for Liverpool. If anyone's seen any of Benfica, especially in the Champions League, even not, which we'll speak about, obviously the big teams, well, the ex-big team anyway, that they beat. But if you've seen any of them, obviously on BT highlights every Tuesday, Wednesday night. I've not seen a lot of them, but I've seen the highlights, and that's not really good judgment highlights, especially when they're chopping them up in terms of the best bits, really. But let me know your thoughts on team selection. Most importantly, who would you like to see Jurgen Klopp? I think the midfield battle will be interesting in terms of who Jurgen Klopp does select in terms of the midfield three. I think Over's best number 6 on the planet in current form, really. Fabinho, absolutely bloody phenomenal. I think he's everyone's number 6. And then it's just a case of who would you personally, or who do you foresee Jurgen Klopp playing tomorrow night? Will it be Thiago off the left? And then obviously a possible Henderson, or will Naby come in, and then vice versa? Would you switch them over? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as well. I hope you're all having a lovely evening as well, Reds. I will be live with Steve and Jamie and the boys at 9 PM tonight on Statman Steve's channel, so head over there as well, you absolute legends. Gary, oh bloody hell! Don't forget to turn off the fire jack. I'll make sure. I've not got that on, mate. I had a spag bowl to tea tonight, Reds, as well. What did you have for scran? Or he's having a Domino's or a Chinese or an Indian takeaway? Let us know. But hope you have a lovely evening anyway, everyone. Appreciate everything going for tuning in, as always. My man, John Moore, Jack Technical Difficulties. Alright, lads. Hope you had a great day. I'm still worried after. Oh yeah, hope you're okay, Andrew. But Morgan, how you doing, mate? Thank you very much for tuning in. He's gone with a 6-0 score predictor. So everyone follow Morgan's. I've went big as well, Morgan. I think I'd fully agree with you. As I said, if Liverpool play our game in terms of obviously when we have played previous Portuguese sides in Europe, most notably Benfica, Porto this season. I know obviously it's especially when Liverpool did win the Champions League in 2005, our league form wasn't the best, and then obviously we had that amazing run into meeting Milan, and we all know what happened in 2005. So it's difficult to not look at league positioning in terms of obviously any opposition, but in terms of where they do find themselves. Porto in the Benfica, in the Portuguese league, they're like 12-15 points off obviously top place Porto. So given how well we had played against Porto in recent years, it's difficult to really not coming into it confident, but it's going to be a different kettle of fish, really, in terms of any opposition, in terms of tactics as well, in terms of, especially you've got to be lucky something certain nights, especially in European competition as well as you do create your own luck, but in certain situations, just second balls, little bounces, sometimes it doesn't always quite go your way. But as we said, Liverpool very much, we need to create our own luck, and we play our game, we play the way we have, especially over the last couple of weeks. I know a lot of people have said we've not been really into like fifth or sixth gear. We've been playing third or fourth gear, and there's obviously levels that Liverpool can reach, and I think we will see that, especially come tomorrow night. Obviously, going into the Premier League game against Manchester City, it's important that we do try and warm up the engine, really, in terms of pairing, getting ready to go against Manchester City. But this game tomorrow night it's all more or less what all of us want: Champions League football. I think all of us, if it has come to the beginning of the season, I think if you come away winning the Champions League, I think that would be a massive positive, especially if we can add it to our trophy cabinet this season in terms of our 7th European Cup. That would be absolutely fantastic, really. So let me know your thoughts. I'm confident, but I don't want to go too confident, because obviously, even though I did go with a big scoreline, but I think if we play our game, and we all know how good Liverpool have been this season, and obviously the opposition, which we'll go through the teams and obviously the ex-players. Some great players down in the past have played for Benfica. Jan Oblak, remember him? He used to play for Benfica a very long time ago. Obviously Angel Di Maria, Osimhen, the ex-Manchester City centre-half. If he's even the half a player that he was in the Premier League, then I think Salah, Mane and Jota will all come away with hat-tricks. Hopefully, because he was an absolute shambles in the Premier League, wasn't he? Yet again, another expensive ex-Manchester City centre-half. I think they didn't get lucky with Diaz, because they knew the quality of centre-half that they were getting Man City, but we've seen them down the past, obviously throwing 50, 60 million pounds at full-backs, and then hoping one can stick, really, and one being good, and that the main one being Cancelo. Obviously, it's bare fruits in terms of their starting 11 anyway, but it's absolutely fantastic. Di Maria, and then obviously the big main lad, the Uruguayan, Nunes. He's only 23, 24 years old. He's their leading goal scorer, really, in terms of, obviously, we'll have a little look at, I'll read out, obviously, Benfica's Champions League stats. As I've said, obviously, 3 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses this year. They obviously scored 10 goals, conceded 11. Possession-wise, in terms of their average this season in European competition, has been a 42.63% possession. But obviously, they do tend, and especially stereotypical of Liverpool and Manchester City, and obviously like to Bayern, teams that very much do pose to keep possession, the most importantly. But obviously Liverpool, Benfica will expect them, and obviously with their explosive pace out wide, especially Benfica, in the likes of Rafa. Hopefully we don't. Jurgen Klopp spoke in his press conferences today. Really, he's like said more or less they do like to push their full-backs up high, and obviously Liverpool, we have got to be cautious. But obviously we play our game, but it's European games. Hopefully, when Jurgen Klopp is speaking about the tactics and obviously how they've analysed Benfica, they do push up high, but obviously that should leave, you'd think, hopefully, that should leave Liverpool some space to very much work around. And obviously, attacking-wise this season, goals for Benfica, 9 inside the penalty area. Total attempts in terms of Benfica, in terms of their shots on target. Overall, shots on target, 28 in the competition, with 30 shots off target, 19 blocks, and obviously 1 off the woodwork. And I'm a bit surprised it would have hit the woodwork a bit more in terms of that. But just a little bit, a couple of stats as well. And then we go into obviously the Premier League. Obviously, you've got the ex centre half in Jan Vertonghen, very experienced. He's 34 years old, but he offers the Benfica a lot of experience at the back. Obviously, I've mentioned Otamendi, Julian Weigl. Jurgen Klopp will know him very well from obviously his time in the Bundesliga. He's still 26 years old. He's just one of those Germans that he hasn't quite hit the ground running, but obviously Jurgen and obviously his technical staff will know absolutely everything, given Jurgen's extensive time in the Bundesliga. Obviously, Vlahud Moss, obviously the Greek goalkeeper. He's played the most games for Benfica in the Premier League, the Liga, the Portuguese. So he's played 27 matches. He's played the most minutes, and then alongside Vertonghen and Grimaldo, the Spanish fullback down the left. Vertonghen, Grimaldo, Weigl, Otamendi, and Rafa Silva, as mentioned, who offers that explosive pace. Those are in the top 5 in terms of minutes played in the Portuguese league as well. So they're the main figures, and obviously followed by Rafa, you've got Nunes. As he said, his minutes and his starts this season, 19 starts, but he's got 21 goals in the Portuguese league, and that's on top of, well, you have to include his Champions League goal output as well, scoring against the likes of Ajax. We all remember that a couple of weeks ago as they sealed their progression. Scoring against Benfica, Ajax, and obviously goals against Barcelona, respectively, as well. So, João Mario. So, they are the main threats that Liverpool need to keep an eye on. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as well. Starting 11s, we'll go into that in a little second for Liverpool. Gary's gone with Alisson. With his starting 11, he's gone with Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Robinson, Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott. It's interesting that, Gary. You've gone with Elliott in midfield, and then his forward 3 line is Firmino, Diaz, and Salah as well. I've seen a couple of people on social media as well when I've been watching everyone's videos. A couple of people have been bringing Salah in. I know it'd be a bit mad to leave Salah out, but in terms of obviously what Jurgen did say in terms of speaking about Mo, good contract talks, which is very positive. Obviously, we've seen from a lot of the media sources over the last 48 hours that there's a lot of positive talks, and Jurgen Klopp did confirm these talks of a possible contract, an advancement in terms of Salah's contract, but he said they're still in negotiations, as you would expect. A big contract like that, and hopefully Liverpool behind the scenes you never know, fingers crossed they are speaking to Jurgen Klopp most importantly, because those two, but obviously the gaffer's the most important person if we can sign him down to a new deal, but it all comes down to Jurgen Klopp if he wants to stay. But him and Salah, and then obviously after that, then you've got to talk about Firmino or Mane. Will they be getting contracts? I'm hoping that they do, because obviously all of them, every single Liverpool player is so important, especially if Liverpool are to continue this upward trajectory in terms of how competitive we have been in terms of all competitions this year. But Bobby still has a lot to offer Liverpool. So does Sadio Mane. I love Mane, and for me, it's always got to be one player, Danny. Especially when you go on Twitter and your head rolls off. I just post me links to the to my YouTube videos and then log back off because some madness that gets spoken about on Twitter. Just my head rolls down the M52 anyway. So, but Mane, he's so important, and he has been this season. He's still having a very good season, but I think it's the modern day social media statisticians. Obviously, they look at goals and assists as, yes, they're important stats, but in terms of a player's overall performance, obviously we watch Liverpool 24/7. Every single match that we watch, the overall, the defensive stats as well, Salah, Mane and Jota, how good they are in terms of, and Bobby Firmino most importantly, along with the midfielders and the defenders, the tracking back that they do. Yes, they might not score, but in terms of what they offered Liverpool, Sadio Mane is the prime example. That game against Atletico Madrid, in the group stages anyway, that second leg, well, the second reverse fixture when we played Atletico at home, I went to that game and Mane was getting absolutely, and you've all watched Mane getting absolutely bloody walloped by all Atletico Madrid's players. He was physically winding them up. Say if you were playing in the park as a kid and like you had that good mate that was just absolutely just Leo Messi on the playground, but you'd get a good kicking. And Mane was just, he was phenomenal that night. But Obviously, because he didn't get like about 5 goals. I think everyone expects Mane and Salah to get like 5 goals in every single game. And people are speaking about Salah not scoring. Yes, he hasn't scored in a very long time, apart from obviously penalties. But what he offers Liverpool and what our players do offer Liverpool in terms of when they're not getting in terms of goals or assists, they still offer so much. These players would not play in a Liverpool system, and we all know this. You would not play in a Liverpool system if they didn't offer the off-the-field movements as well, the tracking back. To be a Liverpool, and especially a Jurgen Klopp player, you need everything. And we're seeing that's bear fruits from obviously Jota. Yes, I've seen a mad stat. Obviously, his last 20, obviously his 20 goals in all competitions. I think it was I mean, 7 with his right, 7 with his head, and 6 with his left, something like that. But his overall commitments in terms of obviously scoring different goals on his left and right, it's absolutely phenomenal. Keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. Your starting 11, I've obviously just read out Gary's there, and your score predictions for Liverpool, most importantly. Ravi, how you doing, mate? Appreciate it for tuning in, and every single one of you. Niall, hello, Jack, my guy. Niall, absolute legends. Really do appreciate it. Jack's wears good in Liverpool for breakfast, mate. My gaff, lads. I'll sort it out. But I'll message you after this, John, and obviously can't wait to see you down in Liverpool, mate. If there's anyone ever coming down or needs, I'll look after you anyway. It'd be good to see you. I wish I would have seen quite a lot of you, obviously, but it's been a difficult 2 years. But I was made up to see Connor when he come down from Wales, and obviously, hopefully, see Doug, or if anyone's ever coming down, just drop us a message on Twitter or something, and meet up for a bevy or something. It'd be good. But yeah, John, I'll message you after this, mate. So I'll sort you. There's a couple of nice places around Liverpool anyway. Obviously, you got the Wetherspoons, but I think you want to go somewhere to treat yourself. You're down in Liverpool. But there's some lovely cafes and that in and around town, mate. I'll show you them. How you doing, Mickey? How you doing, fella? Ali, you never walk alone, mate. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button down below. Put your bell notification on as well. And yeah, it's an exciting time. All of us, when we've been speaking on the comment section below, or you're jumping in the lives as well, what a time to be a bloody Liverpool fan. And obviously we had our shit years when we had Roy, and obviously we had the galvanising years of obviously Kenny when he did come back to Liverpool, post Hodgkinson. He done well, won us our first trophy in a very long time. And then we had Brendan. And that was up and down anyway. But hope you're having a lovely day, everyone. But just enjoy it. I was speaking to Dave. Speaking of devil, there you are, Dave. Thank you anyone for tuning in, mate. When I was on live with Dave a couple of nights ago. And all of us, we all just appreciate, sit back and relax. I know it is hard work when we watch Liverpool. We go in the game and all that, and it's all your emotions, but these are special years, and they have been since Jurgen Klopp's come in, and every single year that Jurgen Klopp's been at the club, we've improved massively. Obviously, the transition in terms of getting players out of the club, and I've seen rival fans try and compare Klopp's time with certain managers within the Premier League. Completely different. The squad in which Jurgen Klopp inherited, and we all know how bad it was. Jurgen's got to work with his technical staff over the last 5-6 years, moved on the right players, but obviously he's made the players in which he did have at the football club and signed. He's made them levels. Obviously Van Dijk wasn't the centre half that we have got now. Jurgen Klopp is such a good coach, and we all know this. We don't sign superstars, we make superstars. Jurgen Klopp and obviously the coaching staff at Liverpool, you get them better and better and better and better. And I think there's even still levels to Salah's game. I think we all seen Jurgen speak about Salah in terms of his press conference when he was asked about his contract. And even he said he's a manager, he wants to improve his players. And he even said about Salah today in his press conference, some moments he doesn't need to pass, but he could say, and I think all of us would agree with that. Mo with himself, it's like, yeah, obviously all of our attacking players, they're getting such great opportunities. But there's still levels to all these players, and I still think Salah can get We all know that first year in which he did come into England, I think he got over like 40 odd bloody goals in all competitions. Crazy madness. So get your starting 11s in as well. Gary, we need to pull his bloody thing. Don't worry, Gary. Forget about our contract talks, mate. Focus on the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup. We're in absolutely bloody everything. It's getting done, Gary. Don't worry. Just enjoy, and I'm pretty sure you will, mate. But most contracts should be the last thing on our minds, because I think most are professional. Let the people at the top of the club, and hopefully one day, I'm hoping in the next 1 or 2 years. Hopefully it doesn't take that too long. But if Jurgen is to stay and he signs a new deal, that'll be like bloody 10 Christmases rolled into one, mate. But it's coming from, Mickey. Mickey's coming down for the parade as well. Pretty sure all of you. I know when me and my dad, and obviously when we had our Champions League parade in Liverpool, that was madness. But obviously 2 years. It's been a difficult year. 2 years for everyone around the world as well. But if Liverpool can do everything, then there's going to be one hell of a party on Merseyside, and especially around the globe as well. A special moment, special times ahead as well, Reds. Make sure I haven't missed anyone's comments as well. Ali, thank you very much for your comment, mate. Sebastian, come on Liverpool, you're absolute legend, mate. A lot of LFC chat. My brain is fried. Vase of flowers. So many great channels. I'd love to do collaborations with everyone, but obviously, I don't like asking people if they can come on people's shows. I'm not cheeky. But there's so many great Liverpool channels out there, mate, anyway. And a lot of different ones as well. But most importantly, what we all love is just talking about the Reds. And really, I love listening to how, especially some people, and obviously when you're at home, obviously different people analyse games differently. It's just how, especially like, I love football, but there's some people out on social media and everything, how they analyse games, and you listen to them, you're like, your bloody head is amazed. I just love listening to Liverpool podcast and everything on YouTube. So just so amazing Reds as well, and most importantly, yous at home as well. Diogo, should have really got to plus some water. Apologies, everyone. Hiccups every single time I come on live. Jose, we need to defend Núñez well, Jack. He's a solid striker, 100% there, mate. Obviously, the Uruguayan, Jurgen Klopp joked about him, Suarez and Cavani, the difficulty. I think, are Uruguay in the World Cup chat? I think they are, aren't they? Pretty sure they are. As he said, Núñez is their key threat, but obviously they've got the likes of Rafa as well. Gilberto, he's obviously a defensive midfielder, central midfielder. João Mario's a midfielder, more or less a central attacking midfielder. He's very experienced, 29 years old anyway. So Darwin Núñez, Rafa Silva, obviously the main key threat for, and obviously the Pizzi. He's very experienced, 32 years old. He's more or less the creative midfielder, really, in reality. I was trying to get up a couple more stats as well. But they are the key threats, aren't they, Reds? And I'm excited. It's going to be a difficult game. Obviously, I know I went big on my score predictions, but I can't wait. And I'm pretty sure Liverpool can do the job, but it's going to be enticing. Especially, obviously, everyone's speaking about, and rightly so, obviously, when we did play Benfica all those years ago. Those dark days of us playing in the Europa League. Oh, you'll remember them, but we're never back in that competition. But yeah, they did come to Anfield, and they have frustrated us in the past. And obviously the adaptation, the changing of the law that we have seen in this year's Champions League, that's why it was so important that we did get that win against Inter Milan. And obviously we had that goal cushion. Obviously Inter did beat us at Anfield, but it was very much a resolved game. And I think, I don't know if you've seen the press conference, Reds. I'm pretty sure all of you had anyway today. But it was interesting. After this show, just go and check it out. It was interesting to see how Jurgen Klopp spoke about the maturity. And I think all of us, when we've watched this Liverpool side, when it has evolved over the last couple of years, he spoke about quite extensively in terms of the maturity of Liverpool, in terms of when we are ahead, how Liverpool have evolved in recent years, in terms, obviously, Jurgen was saying in his presser today that the early years of his management, Liverpool used to be like, well, we'd push up on our fullbacks. We still do that now, but in terms of, he said, more or less we were quite heavy metal. Everyone was going forward, but now you can see that in recent, especially last 12 months and last 24 months. And even when we were winning this weekend, obviously before Fabinho got his second pen, even time waste. If we're winning 1-0, and that's what Jurgen Klopp, and he's matured as a manager, and the players, it's like life. The more experiences you go through, you learn so much, like every different experience. And we've got that. We can pull that from obviously the Champions League loss. Liverpool, those players learn so much, and then we go again the following year, and we won our 6th European Cup. Same with the Premier League as well. We missed out on the title, then it made us even more hungry, especially the players, and they learn from every negative has a positive in terms of the long-term view in Liverpool, and that's most importantly as well. There will be bumps along the road, but it's important that we have got the manager and we have got the players that they will learn if there is. Obviously, hopefully we win every single game, but we're all positive Reds as well. Big up, Jack. Appreciate that, mate. No worries, John. You absolute legend. Mitchell, evening, fella. How you doing, mate? Appreciate you tuning in, mate. But yeah, obviously, let us know your thoughts, Reds. If you've seen a bit of Benfica this season, what you expect come tomorrow night as well. I've just whittled off a couple of their main players, but I'm more interested in terms of your comments and everything. Let's go, Reds. How you doing, Dave? Big up, Jack. Appreciate that. Juan, when are you gonna get rid of that buffalo? Juan, I love it, mate. Little Rafa Goatee, ginger Rafa Goatee. I love it, la. Unless you start giving me super chats, fella. Juan, yeah, go on. If you give us £10 for super chat, then I'll shave it off live if you want that. But nice one for that, la. But where's everyone comments? Keep on getting your comments in as well, Reds. Really do appreciate it. You're absolute legends. One sec, everyone. There we go. But make sure I haven't missed anyone. A lot of LFC chats. So many comments. I really do appreciate it, everyone. You're absolute legends. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that like button as well. Really does help the channel grow. So many of already. We're already on 14 likes. Absolute bloody legends. We will be doing a live stream watch along tomorrow, and obviously we will have our post-match show reaction, so stay tuned on the channel. And if you don't get your notification on YouTube, come on the night anyway. I know there's so many great podcasts as well out there, so if you're laying in bed and you haven't done you're like, why is Jack not done on uploads? I have, mate, anyway. So, but Mickey, just enjoy the ride. 100% there, Mickey. Just enjoy the ride and maybe a bit of silverware. Hopefully, Mickey. Hopefully. Big up, Dave. Yes, lads, enjoy it as it doesn't last forever. 100% that, Dave, as well, mate. 100%. We've been spoilt in the last 5 to 6 years. But, as I said, it's just Jurgen Klopp. He's an absolute bloody juggernaut in management, and that man is special. Most importantly, the players as well. I think if any of us seen them in the street, we'd be like, thank you so much, because they've given me, most importantly, the best years of supporting Liverpool. I'm only, 20 odd, but especially in my lifetime. But obviously Liverpool in the 70s and 80s were very successful, but absolutely, as everyone's saying, keep on getting your comments in as well. Fake Carlos Sainz. Hi guys, how you doing, mate? Obviously great to see quite a couple of new faces in here as well, Reds. Hit that subscribe button down below, Reds. I really do appreciate you all tuning in. Vase of Flowers, Diaz. Big one, as Flowers has just said there. Would you start Diaz? Obviously, he's got a proven track record in the Portuguese league. I think he scored about 2-3 goals. I was looking at all the stats really before it come on live tonight. Reds, he's got a very good record. I think he's more or less. I think he's unbeaten. Let me know. Might be wrong there in terms of Luis Diaz for when it's time at Porto, but I know he did have a very good track record. And the reporters asked him today if he's been trying to speak to Jurgen, or he's been speaking to the technical staff, giving them tips and hints. Even though Jurgen doesn't need tips and hints, because obviously all the background checks in terms of how the certain teams play in Europe, they'll know. But I'd play. I'd just let him go, and terrorise. Hopefully Benfica, like he already has done in the past. There was a goal that he scored for Porto against Benfica. You've probably seen it on the compilations when he did play Benfica a couple of years ago. I think it was last year when he cut in from the left-hand flank and he just absolutely bloody bends it, like top ins from about 25 yards. And you're like, whew. I know everyone can look good on YouTube, even me or you, or if it's cut to a certain beat, soundtrack or so. Remember David and go, oh, man looked like prime Thierry Henry on YouTube. And we got him and was like, oh, highlight was that goal against Manchester United at Anfield. But we'll move on from them. Uruguay, Ghana, Portugal, South Korea in the same Cup group. Jose, that's going to be an interesting. There's quite a good couple of draws. And obviously, Scout's not English in it, so Red. So I'll be supporting Senegal or Holland. Nunes as well. The Anfield Lark. Yo, Jack. Been away from YouTube a bit recently. The Anfield Lark, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Hopefully you're keeping okay, mate. And there's anything that, obviously, you don't have to put in the chat or anything, but I'm thinking of you, mate, if you are going through a bit. Obviously, if you're busy with work. But thinking of you, fella, anyway. And everyone, if it can help in any way, everyone, just drop us a message on social media. But I really do appreciate every single one of you, even if you're watching the lives for about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, even an hour or longer. Appreciate every single one of you for the continued support as well, Reds. The boy in P3 for the boy in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Mitchell, would you do an end of season Jack Mac meetup? 100%, mate. Obviously not quite on the level of a lot of the big Liverpool channels. Obviously, but yeah, I'd obviously, you all follow me on socials and I'd let you know on obviously YouTube tabs and everything. So if anyone's ever coming down, I'd love to do a little meet-up. But yeah, I'm not one for like publicity. I just speak about the Reds on YouTube with all the great Liverpool fans. One day I'd wish I'd done this as a day job, but I just enjoy speaking about the Reds, speaking with all yous around the globe as well. Have a bevy, have a pint, and then just relax in it. I don't think too deep into Liverpool games as much as sometimes, the rare occasions, pre-Jurgen Klopp, we used to bloody stress every single week, like, oh, we're fucking shit. But obviously we got Jurgen and the boys and they're doing a tremendous job, but I'm just me, mate. Just speaking about it, Eds. Not much. I can pop in for 10 minutes, bro, if you want. Dave, I'd love to, mate, but I'm using a bit of a different software. I'm not on StreamYard tonight, mate. I've been trying testing out this new software, so I won't have you on tonight, mate, but most definitely will have you on tomorrow in the post-match. Steve Richards, Jack, is Klopp the best LFC manager of all time? Bob. I know I didn't grow up with Bob, but Bob for me, mate. If Jurgen can add quite a couple more trophies to his cabinet, we know how good Bob was. You look at how successful Sir Alex Ferguson was. Bob Paisley done it in shorter time. 3 European Cups. Fagan won 1 European Cup as well. Obviously, Rafa won a European Cup. Jurgen's won a European Cup. But for me, Paisley, in terms of obviously his trophy haul, the trophies Bob and won in terms of obviously the Al boot room. Obviously, if you haven't seen the documentary on BT Sports, go and check it out, really, Reds. It's great. The more LFC documentaries. I wish I could turn back time and just watch the great 70s and 80s, but obviously what I have watched is on YouTube and obviously documentaries on Liverpool's TV and everything. But what a time. But Jurgen is a very good manager. And especially, as I said before, mate, obviously I'm 20 odds. Obviously, especially in my lifetime, he is Liverpool's greatest manager in my time. If someone's clicking on the video going, oh, fucking hell. What about Bob? I have mentioned Bob. But Bob, 100% is Liverpool's greatest ever manager. But obviously, Paisley, but Shankly built the foundations of what we have got as a club now. Obviously, we were established in the early 1900s. But obviously, Shankly, he transformed everything in terms of that period. Obviously, got the boot room in, changed certain styles, changed the colour of the kits as well, made it all reds. Obviously, we done that in the early 1900s, but there's so many quality Shankly quotes. What is it? Well, yeah, I've got one on my scarf there. Who are the two best teams in Merseyside? Liverpool and Liverpool reserves. Wind up all the bitters anyway. But yeah, they're all amazing in their own right. Steve, aren't they? Obviously, what Shank's done and the foundations in which he built, great players in which he brought in, and then obviously Bob took over the reins, and the rest is history, winning all those European trophies, the league titles as well. And obviously Jurgen's building his legacy now. It's absolutely tremendous, isn't it? But all of them are good in their own right. But if you have to pick one for me, it'd be Bob Paisley. Just for the sheer, obviously, amount of trophies. Jurgen, if he wins a lot more trophies, not that we're being greedy, but he is still a tremendous, especially in this modern era, Steve as well, in each chat as well. It's the fact that when he was at Dortmund, to beat a very dominant Bayern Munich side. We know how good Bayern had been at that time when Jurgen Klopp was managing Dortmund. But the fact that he won back-to-back league titles in Germany, I think when we brought in Jurgen, that's when we knew he knew how to break the wheel to an extent, really. Jurgen Klopp had that experience of winning a title that certain managers pre-Jurgen Klopp hadn't had. Obviously, Rafa won the league in Spain prior to him coming to Liverpool. I think it was with Valencia as well, but obviously Brendan, Brendan was a yes man, a yes man anyway, so he just agreed with everything that was said to him. But Jurgen Klopp is on another bloody planet to obviously Brendan Rodgers, and long may it continue. But yeah, agreed, Jack. F1. Oh, so many bloody comments. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep on getting them in, mate. Yeah, Carlos, hopefully, Jack Mack from... No, Steve, no. I won't be mayor. Oh, Christ. It's bad enough me trying to bloody set up a YouTube stream, mate. But yeah, appreciate all you tuning in, Reds. Keep on getting your starting 11s. If you haven't read your starting 11, get them all in as well, all over the Reds. Vaz, I feel in my fingers, I feel in my toes. Number 7 is coming home. Fingers crossed, Steve. You know what happiness means, Reds? Jurgen Klopp and our boys playing 90 minutes on a Saturday or Sunday or a midweek game. That's happiness as well, and obviously your family as well. But there's something that football, that, and especially supporting Liverpool, we can't know. And I wish we could bottle up those moments. I was a bloody mess after we won our 6th European Cup. Thank God I wasn't live streaming, because I was crying my bloody eyes out. A couple of bevies down me, and I was like, oh, I love him. Something that you don't want to see on the channel. But if you're still looking at the minute, Steve, obviously I've been applying for a couple of jobs anyway, Steve. Work in progress, mate. Obviously one day I'd love to do YouTube as a full-time job. But still working at that, mate. Just got to keep on going. I need a big massive kick up the backside, be a bit more consistent, mate. But from my point of view, I generally hope you do make a career out of it, Jack. Well, yeah, fingers crossed, Mitchell. I love doing editing, and I love doing like graphics and all of that. But you never know. Hopefully I've applied for loads of jobs, but hopefully one comes up that I like, tickles me fancy really. Oh, bloody hell. This isn't me with me bloody internet. My season is reason. Jose gone with his starting 11 for tomorrow. He's gone with Ali in goal, Robbo left back, Van Dijk, Ibu, Trent. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Jose, we'll speak about that in a little second. Remind me, everyone. But the centre back partnership, would you play Matip? Would you play Ibu? But Jose's gone with obviously Ibu and Van Dijk. I'd agree with that, especially the pace. And he's gone with Trent right back. Great to see Trent's had a little break. Scouts, not English. Up the fucking Scousers. He wasn't injured. I tell you, I'm a Scouts lad, and I was like, he's not injured. He just wants a bit of time off. Imagine if you wanted to play for England and the manager hadn't even selected you. I know he was injured prior to the Euros, but nah, he wasn't injured. He was just blagging it. But Jose's gone with, so his starting 11, Ali, Robbo, Van Dijk, Ibu, Trent, Fabinho, Hendo, Naby. Interesting how you dropped Naby in there, mate. Diaz, Jota and Mane. So you're resting Salah, Jose. As I said, the top of the show was interesting. Jurgen Klopp was asked about that, and it was a bit 50-50. So that squad is still capable of winning a game comfortably. But obviously, I think it would be mad for me personally. I know I didn't include Salah in my start 11, but we could bring him off the bench anyway. But I'd agree with that, mate. Jose and everyone, we're just so strong in every area, aren't we? Whether that be the attacking, we can, not that we can afford to, but in terms of, it's gone are the days where Liverpool have to bang, 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 start the same 11 every single week. I'd love to see Mane through the middle. We remember him a couple of years ago in the Allianz when he caused that absolute carnage in the Allianz, cheeky back heel pass. No, yeah. But yeah, I'd agree with Jose. I think I'd go with a similar lineup. We'll keep on getting your comments in as well. Vase of Flowers. As much he was a mank, but he's still a very good manager. Paisley, Shankly, Klopp. That's for Mitchell. Yeah, absolutely tremendous. Obviously, I wish I could turn back a time and just, but obviously listen to the stories from my dad and my mum, and obviously everyone within and around that era. Jack, I'm 54, and this Liverpool setup, set is awesome. In the past, we had great individuals, but this Klopp setup is more like a brotherhood. 100% there, Steve, innit? I think all of us, we do watch interviews, and do you just watch interviews or you listen to someone obviously on the internet, like when players do interviews, you're like, they are sound. You could go with out for the bevy with these Liverpool players and they'd be absolutely sound. There's no egos. But when you look at certain other players within football, there, Steve, but I'd 100% agree with there, Steve. They all will literally run through a brick wall for one another, and that's what you need. I think it is a nice place where we bath. Yeah. But yeah. Do you like Manx a bit? But Jack, do you think Mo will sign? Yes, Steve. I think he will, mate. I think it will be getting done. And if you haven't seen, everyone go and check out Jurgen Klopp's presser today. You more or less answered his question there, Steve. But we'll go to the start 11 as well. Mentioned off a couple of stats. Obviously, their key players in terms of Benfica. The last couple of weeks, they did have a shock result against Braga in the league, Benfica. But I think when I was listening to everyone, they did rest quite a couple of players. Oh, yeah, they have. Benfica in the league. So obviously they rested Nunes, and they played with Everton. Fucking hell. There's a player called Everton for Benfica. But obviously they rested Nunes and quite a couple of their main players. They played Weigl, but they played Otamendi, Grimaldo, Vertonghen, and obviously Gilberto right back and the Greek goalkeeper. So more or less their back four, back five really was the same in terms of what they do start with. And they didn't. Yeah, Nunes did come on in the second half. They made Stefanovic as well, number 14. He's going to be a good threat for them as well. Good aerial presence. So, I'm positive, Reds. I'm going to go... What did I go with? Score prediction. Keep on getting your score predictions in as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on your starting 11. I'm going to go with Alisson in goal, Trent in goal, Trent right back. I'm gonna agree with Jose with his starting 11. I'm gonna go with Ibu, and then I'm gonna go with Van Dijk left centre back as well, and then go with Robbo, Fabinho in the 6, Thiago on the left, and then I'd play Henderson. for me. I think it's a big European night. You play Henderson there. You could. I've seen quite a lot of yous already tonight go with Elliot from the right, but obviously Elliot just turned 19. I think it was his birthday today or yesterday. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'd go with Hendo, Fabinho, and obviously Thiago. Then there's that possibility. I've seen a couple of yous already tonight bring in Naby Keita. He's back to full fitness. Could he play in the left, most importantly? But for me, I'd leave Naby. If it's not going our way, then I'd bring Naby on. I think he's a lot more dangerous coming off the bench, most importantly. Gives you that option in terms of if it's not going the way we wanted. Hopefully it isn't. But that option off the bench, and obviously got Ox as well. If you need him, Elliot to come off the bench. Then I'd go with, I know I did mention before that I personally would not drop Salah, but I'd rest him. But for me, yeah, we just got to go full strength, haven't we? So I go to Salah, then I go Jota, and then Mane. So I'd play Mane off the left, and then obviously bring Firmino or Diaz off the bench as well. So let me know your thoughts in starting 11s as well, Reds. But I'm going to go with, I think I went a 5-0 score prediction. I think Liverpool play hard, but I'd be more than happy. Actually, no. I'm going to go reserves. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Liverpool. As long as we can somehow get a lead. Not say somehow, but if we can get a 2-0 lead to take into Anfield, the second leg would be really positive. Clean sheet is most important as well. Even if Liverpool are to win this game 1 or 2-0, I think any lead taking it back to Anfield, especially with the goal, obviously the away goal rule changing this year. Not that we want to get beat at home anyway. Obviously we did play Inter Milan, but that was such a mature performance. We knew the job was done in the first leg, and we need to make sure the job is more or less 50% done. But anything can happen in the second leg. But Anfield crowd, that was the most important thing. And when this draw did come out, Reds won it, that Liverpool playing second leg at Anfield. Hopefully we get the business done in the first leg, but if it isn't, the Anfield crowd will be waiting Benfica, and it'll be a tremendous game. But Reds, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as well. Reds, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. If you are watching this on the repeat as well, chat, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are new around here, put your bell notification on as well. We'll be live tomorrow for our live stream watch along. Hopefully I do see a couple of yous in there tomorrow. Love to see that. But Reds, thank you for all your continued support as well, Reds. If you are watching this on the repeat or if you just joined the live a bit late, let me know your starting 11 and your score prediction as well, and how do you feel Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, most importantly, will approach this second leg. Or if you have seen a lot of Benfica, or if you've seen bits, what really impresses you about this, how the Portuguese outfit anyway. But Reds, thank you. It's been an absolute bloody pleasure, and hope you have a lovely rest of your Monday night. To Steve as well in the comments, shout out to Steve, Dave, Mitchell, Ryan as well. Oh, sorry Ryan, I bloody didn't see your comment there, apologies matey. 100% start Diaz. He's going to terrorise them so much he'll earn us a sending off. 100% agree with you there, Ryan. I know I haven't started him, but 100% agree with what you said there, fella. So shout out to Ryan. Apologies, I did miss your comment, mate. Not on purpose. So many bloody comments. Absolute legends. CC as well. Absolute legend, la. Bob, the best so far. Obviously, when we were speaking about managers. Carlos Sainz, Gary as well. Steve, Dave. Make sure I haven't missed anyone's comments. If I have, I really do apologise. The Anfield Lark as well. Yo, Jack. But obviously, hopefully okay, matey, as well. Gary and every single one of you. Jose, Ali, Mickey. Every single one of you that's tuned in. Shout out to every single one of you. Have a lovely rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow for the live stream watch along at Liverpool Benfica. The first leg. It's exciting times away for Liverpool, and see you tomorrow. You'll never walk alone. Jedi.